Hello.
All
Perfect.
right. Thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, no problem.
All right. We will get straight to questions for Kurt. If you have one, just a friendly reminder, you may use the raise your hand button within the Zoom platform or send us a chat and we'll keep an eye on that as well. And we will go to our first question for Kurt from Stephen with 24/7 Sports. Stephen, go ahead.
Kurt, Brad was talking with us a little earlier about how the racing has changed at Daytona and Talladega through the years, and he mentioned in particular that the racing that occurs at those tracks, or that occurred at those tracks 20 years ago, almost doesn't even resemble what goes on now. Given that you've been racing on these tracks for the past 20 years, how has the racing at Daytona and Talladega changed from then to now? And do you feel like drivers race more aggressively on these tracks than maybe they did in the past?
Yeah, I think the way the draft and the racing at restrictor plate tracks has evolved over the years is around what the rules or what the package is giving the drivers as a feel. And sometimes you can bump draft aggressively, similar to the tandem drafting that happened in the early 2010s. But then there was the handling aspect in the early 2000s where cars would rise to the top because they had speed, but they also had handling. And as of late, it's a lot about manufacturer control and positioning each manufacturer for the most amount of points that they can obtain with the stages and with the race win. So there's plenty of different ways to say that it's different, and also that there's the different challenges, but it's still restrictor plate racing. You know, it hasn't changed since they put a plate on, which means we're not able to go wide open and as fast as we want for the full 500 miles.
Understood. Thank you.
Okay, we'll take our next question from Claire B. Lane. Claire, go ahead.
Yeah, so I'm interested in, I know you're a technical driver, so you'd be the perfect guy to ask this about, but you're a technical driver, you're the perfect guy to ask this about. From a slip tape standpoint, they're putting slip tape to the rearward facing bumper surfaces from corner to corner. The idea there would be, if they are tandem drafting or bump drafting, to minimize the ability of one car to upset the balance of another. It won't eliminate it, but it should be a mitigating part. How will that affect you guys drafting or without any practice? I mean, to me, I hear slip tape, put this on there, something new, kind of wigs me out thinking of how you guys would navigate it. What do you know about that?
Yeah, it's a piece of protective film that we've been putting on the rear bumpers, and it allows the car from behind to push and not get hung up or directly get caught as easily. You know, you can still get caught and end up pushing the guy in the wrong direction, whether it's to the left or to the right, hooking the guy. And so the tape helps at least mitigate the ability of hooking somebody. But if you're a guy that's running up front and blocking a lot and you're getting hit a lot, it's going to wear out and it's going to create tacky, sticky points. So you got to watch out for those.
You have 8 top 5s and 20 top 10s at Talladega, right? So what's the most challenging part for you, Kurt Busch?
To be able to block all these guys at the end and win it. I haven't won at Talladega over the years, been in great positions in top 5 finishes, come from behinds, but yet even leading on the last lap and still not able to pull a win. That's been the toughest, is you got to be in position to win, which I believe is leading, or second, looking for that slingshot. And that's been the toughest part, is being able to complete the day to be able to win it.
Maybe this year. Good luck at Talladega, Kurt.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, our next question will come from Lee Spencer. Lee, go ahead.
Thank you. Hey, Champ. Hope you and Ashley are doing well.
Thank you. We are. Appreciate that.
Wanted you to tell us about your bow hunting experience, because I know you and Johnny are good buds and he could probably talk you into anything, but I just, I don't see you as a Ted Nugent out in the woods with a bow type of guy.
When people ask about a hidden talent or something that people don't know about you, I always say I'm a bow hunter, or I can do archery. And so I love to get out and target practice, and then to have a chance to go with a Marine friend of mine to a hunt. It was perfect with him being a correspondent with Fox News, and to have a great ranch with Circle Bar Ranch out in Texas to help with their problems with feral hogs. I mean, it all worked out to have a nice combination of fun, camaraderie, skill, and just the overall adventure of the hunt. And so that's something I'll do, once, twice, every 5 years. It seems like the time in between to go and hunt is less and less.
And do you think you and Kyle can repeat that 1-2 finish, maybe with, a little different outcome this year? At Kentucky, sorry.
Oh, yeah. With Kentucky, I hope it's not as dramatic as it was, because that was an epic finish, one that I'll remember forever, especially with beating my little brother. It made it that much more special, and I don't have to tell a story about how I lost so close at Darlington over all these years. So now I get to tell a story where I won a close one. So looking forward to these next few weeks. I think we can do really well at Talladega, Kentucky, Indianapolis. The way that this point of the season is coming together, a lot of these tracks are going to be hot. A lot of them are going to be slick, and that's what we have to manage with our setups.
Appreciate your time, champ.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to take our next question from Mike Solarti. Go ahead.
Hey, Kurt. In terms of the racing and the actual no practice, no qualifying, that sort of thing, what's been the biggest eye-opener for you as far as how prepared your team is, other teams are, that sort of thing? Because the veteran drivers seem to be the ones that have the most knowledge going in, and then you've got guys like Chase Elliott, who's not exactly a long in the tooth veteran, who's had a lot of success in this reboot.
Yeah, I think this challenge of all this newness has really put a strategy or a rethinking into how you approach all the races. And I think with a team like Ganassi and myself, we're doing a great job at finding the balance right away in the races. And then with the way the track is rubbering in and taking the Goodyear tires and changing the handling characteristics, that's what we've got to do a little bit better with to have more positive outcomes at the end. But man, pit crew's got to be ready to go. You have your setup balance right away. And then is the energy and the vibe that isn't there pre-race from our race fans, and the autograph sessions, the photos, the crowd. That's something that's been tough. You have to block that out because we are all missing that. That's been one of the toughest parts, is we miss our race fans.
And quickly, as a follow-up, in terms of the Ganassi team setups, I should say, how vital has Matt been since his addition?
Yeah, with Matt Kenseth there, he brings that veteran leadership to the 42, and everybody on that 42 car is wanting more results, but they're going through some of their checklist items that you would normally accomplish in practices or in a qualifying session. And so they have to go through so much more debrief and in detail after these 400 or 500 mile races, because they would normally get this on a Friday with a practice session. Okay, let's check out steering box, or let's work on that. And they have to do all of that during the race.
Thanks, Kurt.
We'll take our next question from Jerry with NBC Sports. Jerry, go ahead.
Actually, I didn't hear my hand raised. I'm good. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Good deal. I'll take our next question from Tucker. Tucker, go ahead.
Kurt, the late Barney Hall used to say that we don't race anywhere in the world like we do at Talladega. Slightly paraphrased, of course, but given that we also do this same style of racing at Daytona, what difference realistically is there between racing at Daytona versus Talladega?
The biggest thing between the two tracks, Daytona is much narrower. It's hard to even go 3 wide. Yes, we will, but it comes with a lot of risk. Talladega can handle 4 wide, even 5. But there's the risk as well, because a driver and a spotter have to be in sync to know if you're in lane 2 or if you're in lane 4, and knowing where the guys are around you. And so Talladega is bigger, it's more inviting for lane changes and more randomness, where Daytona keeps you kind of in a box and in your line, and you have to be more aggressive to make your moves at Daytona.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll take one final question from Matt Nicholson. Matt, go ahead.
Kurt, really from your mindset from going into this weekend with the new rules package, up until the first competition caution, do you plan to be really aggressive in getting to the front, or are you going to play it conservative and to get to that first competition caution, seeing what your car is going to do?
For me, with our group at Ganassi and the restrictor plate races that we have run together, our setup balance has been really good in practice right off the truck. And so there hasn't been those challenges of where are we for balance. And so it allows me to go on offense right away. The problem with that is other teams, are they just as good right off the truck? And we don't need to get caught up in a goofy situation early on. And so there's the competition yellow that will happen. And that's been how we've been evaluating our races, is just ease our way towards that and then go hard after that, because it answers a lot of questions that are hard to really answer because of all the tangibles that we're dealing with.
Right. Thanks, Kurt. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, Kurt, that looks to be all the questions we have today. So thank you for hopping on and joining us for a few minutes.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate having me on.
Wish you the best of luck this weekend in Talladega.
Great. Thank you.
All right, and to all the media who are in our room, just friendly reminder that we will have audio and video available from all of our Zoom conferences today, available on NASCARmedia.com. And we look forward to chatting with you guys this weekend from Talladega. We'll talk soon. Bye.